Give something away this week. Get on the phone with people that are customers and prospects. Offer them something of value. Think beyond the sale.
You're listening to Idea Charger Radio.
Hey there, Success Chargers and Scott. Listen, this is going to be a really short episode. I had recorded a fantastic interview for you with every intention of getting that edited over the weekend, but we had a somewhat of a family emergency this weekend. I got pulled away. But I wanted to make sure that I was good on my promise to you that we'd have something each and every Tuesday, and I promise you my goal, a short-term goal for February, is to get farther ahead than 1 week on what we got going on. And that's going to happen. And I'll tell you why. It's because of what happened early in the week last week. I'm going to be honest. January for me was a tremendously busy month. Wasn't the biggest revenue month I know for the year, but that's okay because sometimes you've got to put the work out there first to plant those seeds to get things going in the right direction so that you can reap that harvest later on. Harvest, you like that? It's like a money tree. Ooh, anybody know where I can find one of those? I'd love to find me a money tree. All right. So here's what my challenge was. A few weeks ago, I shared that I have a big audacious goal this year to double my revenue. Now, that doesn't mean I want to work twice as many days. No. I love this work-life balance blender thing that I have figured out. Those of you that have heard me talk about that know there's no such thing as work-life balance. We're all in a blender just trying to mix in everything that we do in a way that creates a smoothie of life that tastes good, right? That's what we're after. Think about it. You see all those juice diets people get into, all those weird smoothies people have, all that crazy stuff people are putting in those the Ninja blenders they got for Christmas, and they're making all these crazy cocktails of vegetables and all kinds of stuff you would never eat. But somehow, when you smash them all together in that big blender, it really does taste good. And it's good for you. You know, sometimes you've got to be willing to do work that doesn't give you that immediate gratification. All right, hold up just for a second. We live in a world jammed with immediate gratification. We do. It's why you post an article up on LinkedIn to share with somebody about your expertise. How many times a day do you go back to see how many people have read it? Is it being shared yet? Have people liked my Facebook post? Have people followed me on Twitter? Did they like my tweet? Did they even look at it? Okay, we're obsessed with analytics. Most of us, our message isn't being heard enough yet by enough people to really move the needle. And I want to get you to that point. So how's it going to happen? I was listening to an interview on my flight today and actually had an aha moment. An aha moment that said, what good is it that you're the best at what you do if nobody knows you're out there, if they can't find you? So I'm going to challenge you to do what I did this past week because it absolutely opened my eyes. You're good at what you do. In fact, I'd be willing to bet you're great at what you do. And the problem is, you know you're pretty good at what you do. You know you're great at what you do. A handful of other people know you're good at what you do. But in order for you to take this to the next level, my friends, you're going to have to talk to a lot of people that you don't know. But here's the other part. People that you think you know, that you think know what you do, have no freaking idea. None. Not a clue. Nada. No way. No how. Not to the point that you're top of mind when they think about who is it that I should be talking to help me solve this problem or this issue. It's exactly what you do. And we've talked about this on the show before, right? You've got to be top of mind all the time in front of people. So here's what I did last week. It started the week prior. I set up a few calls. But this past 7 days, starting on Monday of last week, I had a number of calls that were scheduled and set up to just talk to people. And all I was asking for was 15 minutes of their time. That's it. I just wanted to touch base with them one-on-one. What's going on in your business? Here's what's going on with me. Here's something I'm working on. Here's something I'm thinking about. What do you think about this? There's 2 or 3 people that I've thought, could I collaborate with them? I just scheduled some time with them, hopped on Skype, hopped on a phone call with them, and said, let's just talk. I just want to share with you what I'm doing. Does this sound like something I could help you with in the next 6 months? That's it. That is it. If you start scheduling 15-minute appointments with people, go to your LinkedIn portfolio right now. Go to LinkedIn. Wait, you're on LinkedIn, right? You had better be. That's the easiest place to start. Whatever social media platform, because look, I know you got one. Even if it's just Instagram and you trade crazy pictures with people that you know. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, I don't care. Wherever you are, type one-on-one messages to those people and say, hey, I'd like to schedule 15 minutes with you. I went to, there's plenty of different sites. I used a free account at timetrade.com. TimeTrade allowed me to set up a couple of links. I set up one for a 15-minute call, and I set up another one for an hour-long call. Okay? And I use those for a variety of things. And what I've started doing is going back saying, who do I know? Who's in my network? Who is somebody that might be interesting to have on the podcast? That was a reason to call. Who might benefit from what it is that I do that maybe hasn't thought about it? Oh, that's good for a 15-minute call. Who's somebody that I just haven't checked in with in a while that I know that's maybe an acquaintance or somebody that we've been in an association together, but we haven't spent a lot of time together of late? That's a 15-minute call. Who's somebody that I want to really explore what might be like to collaborate with them or see if now might be a good time or if it might be down the road? Those are the people I scheduled an hour with. That's it. That is all I did last week. And I talked to a great number of people, and often that would lead me to think about, oh, if that worked with this person, who's the next person I could talk to? And then I had an amazing phone call with a guy who has been in my mastermind group for over a year. Okay? And I had a conversation with him, and he gave me a challenge. He said, who is somebody you really want to get in front of? And I gave him somebody's name. And he said, well, that's easy. Let me tell you how I got my business. I said, okay. He said, years ago, I figured out, was there an association that talks with people that would be my target client? And in his case, he's a trained psychologist. So he got on the Mental Health Association Speakers Bureau. At that time, people would call the Mental Health Association and say, do you have people that could come out and speak? And he said, you know what? Locally, I'll talk to anybody you got. Anybody you want. He said that year he went out and gave 80 free speeches, sharing his expertise. But you know what he got in return? On the back end, he got to leave his business card and his materials behind. And people began to see that he was an expert in his field. It didn't take very long that he had one of those people that heard him speak, one of those free speeches, turned into a client that's hired him for multiple days for over 2 decades. One of the biggest companies in the world. How did he get in? He gave a free speech. What could you do? Call a prospect. Their customers would also be good customers for you. This was a challenge I got from my friend. He said, call up one of your prospects. So I called a few of them. And he said, ask them if they'd like to get in front of their own clients and have a good reason to do something for them. So I did that. I got the okay from one of my prospects, somebody I've been wanting to try to figure out either how to do business with him or with his clients, and just couldn't figure out how to make it happen. And I created a win-win scenario. I said, how would you like to do a package of value-added services for your customers and prospects? He said, I'm listening. I said, why don't I come do a topic, a workshop that's something that would be of interest to people that are good targets for you? He said, I like this. What would you charge me? I said, nothing. I just want the ability to get the introduction to them. And if they want to pursue something further with me, they can. That's all I'm asking for. But in the meantime, we're going to build this up as something free that you brought them. You see, I'm building value for someone that I want to do business with. It may never lead to business with them. I'm okay with that because I'm certain by sharing my expertise, I'm going to help make someone else's business better, and it's going to position me much stronger in the marketplace. It's going to put me higher in people's thought process. It's going to bring people to the top, bring me to the top of other people's minds. Okay? So there's my challenge for you this week. I want you to simply get on the phone and talk to people, acquaintances, Hey, I met you this one time at such and such. Get that pile of business cards out of your desk. Open that Ziploc bag full of cards you've never looked at since you went to that networking event. Start calling people. Hey, we met at this coffee. I met you at lunch this day. I sat next to you on this plane. I just wanted to touch base and say, how's it going? What's happening in your world? You know what? I've had some exciting news I just wanted to share with you after they've shared with you. I just wanted to let you know kind of what I'm after and just kind of dig around. Don't ask for any business. You don't have to. Offer something of value instead. Ask them if you can interview them for your podcast. See if you can interview them as an expert in their field as part of some research you're putting together. And then when you compile that into an article or a podcast, or just come up with an aha moment of a pattern that you recognize just from talking to these folks, now you've got something of value and you follow up with them. And you let it go. Now, there's more pieces to that. There's more we'll get into. Some of that's been taught to me by people that I've hired as coaches and mentors in my life. They've shared some tips in various packages and arrangements of how that might look. Bottom line, give. Give something away this week. Get on the phone with people that are customers and prospects. Offer them something of value. Think beyond the sale. Build a relationship. The money will come. Sometimes you have to pick up the phone and dial for dollars. I get that. But I'm in a position in my business right now where I have enough that I actually have a business. If you're in the stage of, I need to eat or I'm going to starve to death, this strategy can still work, but you'll supplement that with other things you can do. Contract with somebody. Get a side gig. Do something that creates income. You got to take care of yourself and your family. I understand that. You know, several years ago, I went through an episode like that in my own life. I was making the pivot to go full time into the leadership work that I was doing. And I hadn't identified yet what direction I was going to go. I was confident I was going to do something I was good at. I was confident that I was going to move in a new direction. I just didn't have a clear picture of what that looked like and how it was all going to come together yet. People that I knew, that knew my intentions, that knew my integrity, that knew my character, they offered things to me that in the moment, I didn't realize how big it was. They would find projects in their own businesses and say, look, I can't pay you a whole lot. I can pay you minimum wage. I can pay you 10 or 15 bucks an hour, whatever it was. I can pay you for this project. It's not much. But I look back, and there was a period of time that if I cobbled together all the little weird projects and side gigs and little things that I did for people, I layered enough of them together, I was able to keep the wheels on the bus and keep my dream alive. You may need to do that for your business if you're in that point of transition. Some of you that listen to this, maybe you've just been displaced from a traditional job and now you're saying, is this my chance to go out there and try something new? It very well could be. You may have the benefit of a severance package. You may have some money that you saved up in savings. No matter where you are, pick up the phone, call people that you know. Send us your emails anytime at podcast@ideacharger.com. Let us know what you're trying to do. Go to facebook.com/SuccessChargerPodcast. Drop off some notes for us there. Or follow IdeaCharger on Twitter. Send us a tweet. Tag us in it. Let us know what's going on. We want to hear what's happening in your world. That's what I got for you this week. I'll get back on those interviews here real quick. Thanks for understanding. Make it a profitable week. We'll see you next time.
If you enjoyed what you just heard, please post your 5-star review and subscribe to SuccessCharger today. Your